All right, today we're diving into a really powerful memoir. It gives us this incredible, rare look into the life of a man who literally shaped a nation. But here's the thing, we're not seeing him through the usual history books. Nope, we're seeing him through the eyes of the person who was right there beside him, the one who knew him best, his wife. So you know the name Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, right? The architect of India's constitution, a truly monumental figure. But this story, this one takes us behind that huge public persona. We're going to uncover the life of Dr. Savita Ambedkar, and we're hearing it straight from her. Okay, so this is the book at the very heart of our explainer today. And what's really cool is, even though it was written a while back, the new English translation has brought this incredibly important story to a whole new audience. And trust me, it's not just a biography, it's a testimony, it's a defense of her life, and it's an absolutely powerful love story, all in one. All right, let's get into it. To really get a handle on her life with him, we've got to first understand who she was all on her own. Because you see, before she ever became an Ambedkar, she was Dr. Sharda Kabir, a force in her own right. And I mean, just look at this trajectory. What's so amazing here is how clear her ambition was. This wasn't someone who just kind of fell into a career. No way. From absolutely acing her classes to getting into these top-tier colleges, you can see this incredible pattern of brains and sheer grit right from the get-go. And this quote? Wow, it just perfectly sums up her early life. It's not just her saying what she wanted to do, it's a full-on declaration of purpose. This tells you everything you need to know about her own powerful drive, long before he was even in the picture. So the big question is, how did these two even meet? Well, it wasn't exactly a typical romance. It actually started in a doctor's office. He was the patient, she was the doctor. But as you can probably guess, it became very clear very quickly that their connection went way beyond just clinical. During their courtship, he sent her this pendant in a letter. And it wasn't just any piece of jewelry. The anchor. That was so intentional, such a powerful symbol. She actually recalls him telling her, "It's because of you that my unstable life has acquired stability." I mean, come on, that one object tells you everything about the huge role she was already playing in his world. So the key takeaway here, really, is that their relationship wasn't just some simple romance. It was this deep, profound connection of minds and spirits. And it was all built through these incredibly thoughtful letters they wrote to each other. They really saw a true partner in one another, someone to face life's biggest battles with. Okay, so once they got married, she was immediately thrown right into the middle of this massive political and social revolution. And she wasn't just some bystander, watching from the cheap seats. No, she was his confidant, his caregiver. She was his rock, his absolute support system while he was drafting the Constitution and for everything that came after. I mean, just imagine, she was right there in the room, hearing these incredible things firsthand. He wasn't just making a speech to the public. He was sharing his deepest, most revolutionary ideas with his partner. His whole mission, to build a state for the working person, for the peasant, that became their mission. Now, this is really important for understanding one of the biggest decisions they ever made together, converting to Buddhism. What you're seeing here is the core contrast that Dr. Ambedkar saw. For him, it was a deliberate move away from a system he viewed as being all about rigid ritual and deep inequality, and a move towards a philosophy built on ethics, on equality, and on reason. And it was a journey they went on side by side. But, after Dr. Ambedkar passed away in 1956, things got incredibly difficult for her. She faced this absolute storm of controversy, accusations, and was basically isolated. For decades, people questioned her role, and her side of the story was pretty much buried. So this memoir, which she wrote much later in life, well, this is her setting the record straight. This is her final word. And this quote right here, this is basically the mission statement for the entire book. It's such a powerful, dignified answer to everything she went through. You see, she's not just telling a story. She is actively taking back her own narrative, defending her legacy, and making sure their shared story is set in stone for everyone to see. So after walking through her life in her own words, what's the final verdict on this memoir? Let's get into it and break down why it's so important. Here's the real lesson, I think. What this memoir really teaches us is something about history itself. It's a powerful reminder that behind all the grand events, all the big speeches and documents that changed the world, there are people. There are relationships, personal struggles, and these quiet moments of support that are the real engine making everything possible. You just can't separate her story from his. So let's talk feedback. What are the book's strengths and weaknesses? Well, its biggest strengths are, without a doubt, the incredibly intimate personal details that really humanize this larger-than-life figure. Plus, getting a woman's perspective on this period of history is just vital. Her voice is so clear, so determined. Now, on the flip side, it is a memoir, so of course it's going to be subjective. That's just the nature of it. And you learn so much about their life together that it kind of leaves you wanting to know more about her life after he was gone. For its incredible historical importance, for its sheer courage, and for finally giving a voice to a woman who was so pivotal but so often overlooked, we're giving Babasaheb, My Life with Dr. Ambedkar, a solid 9 out of 10. And hey, if this whole story got you interested and you want to keep digging, here are 2 great books to check out next. Shashi Tharoor's biography will give you that big picture view of Dr. Ambedkar's public life. And then Jairam Ramesh's book about the Buddha. It gives you amazing context for that spiritual path that became so important to both of them. And that's a wrap on our explainer. If you want more deep dives that shine a light on these kinds of hidden but crucial stories from history, you know what to do. Make sure you follow and subscribe. We'll leave you with one last thing to think about. For every major historical figure, there are partners, friends, and supporters whose own incredible stories just get lost. So who do you think is another hidden figure whose story really needs to be told? Let that one sink in.